So let's move on in Revelations. Well, I first want to discuss here the first 11 chapters of Revelations. To start with, I very much suggest when you read it, if you want to read it, try to draw everything down and keep all your notes with you, like this primitive thing will do, or this. I don't know how much you will be able to see, and keep in mind many other books you have already read, because I think and I have my reasons to think that it steals elements from other books, and it refers to events in other parts of the Bible. So I suggest you to check on Wikipedia what the Testament of Moses is about, especially about the part where it starts about talking about the end of the world and such things. And also I'm aware that Christians got this like Matthew's evangel gospel tried to do that, tried to use any would-be prophecy onto Jesus and on for the new covenant. So I very much see how similar this could be with Daniel's prophecies, although it has nothing to do with it. So they had to rewrite the interpretation of Daniel's book, and the iron, before the clay part would be the Roman Empire and such silly things. But you have to be aware of that, those interpretations, and also try to find the usual interpretation. I very much got used to the historian interpretation, what who are praying for all things destruction, and see the signs constantly for bullshit. I'm very much aware of the futurist perspective, who throw away all reason and context and everything, and grab one pieces from here and one piece from there, and try to use it as, oh, that happened, oh well, this random event. So when we have 7 signs, the 7 signs is for 1924. The second sign is for 2016. What the fuck they are talking about? They have no sense. Now, after I found the preterist perspective, after that, and after my interpretation, I actually only had the 7th Revelations, but I tell you, there is a big marginal division at the 11th chapter. I think the writer of John's Revelation, John of Patmos, was a genius, because he used the very compound language. With one picture he could refer to many things, and one picture, one symbol can be used on various other elements, and can have many more than one interpretation. Well, but all for the same time, for the same use. First, which I want to discuss, and we will see how much I will reach in the possible time, is you can read the heavens description and the earthly happenings description, like the heavenly part is where God's throne. It is represented in concentric circles. In the middle stands God's throne with his seven souls. There is Jesus the Lamb, an altar where an angel burns incense, and there are two glassy surfaces, one under the throne, God's throne, and one under the altar. Under the altar's glassy surface are the martyrs who cry for blood and vengeance. Now around these are the seven strange animals. Uh, they can be all the mythological things in Christianity. But this is the part where I wish to tell you, I wish to mention to you that John used a very specific language of his own, so comparison with other scriptures, especially the mini apocalypses from the Gospels, are dangerous things. Don't do that. Use only John's revelations to find the elements, find the interpretation of John's revelation, because that can lead you to very, very dangerous terrains, especially as John uses phrases like they hide in rocks, not within or amongst rocks. So this is a bad language, bad grammar, and the four animals stand around and amongst, in the midst, in the throne. So that is just stupid if you think that all words must have the perfect use. So then around this complex there are the 24 elders. This is 12 multiplied by 2. 12 is the number of the apostles, the number of the months. God can represent the sun. I will tell you why this astrological interpretation can be used too. Don't worry about this now. Now, around 14 elders who can be who I think are representing the leaders of the church as like the Vatican for the Catholic Church. So they are the central leaders of early Christianity. Around them there are 10,000 angels, but if you check how this John uses the word angel, it will be clear that the angels are the local leaders of Christianity. Then even out there is an even greater. It isn't told they are in circles, they are just in a bunch of mob, but you can be sure after these that they are in a circle too. There is a great crowd who also praising God. So they are the usual believers without priestly ranks. Now there comes the wall of the temple, and then comes the court of the temple where Gentiles, pagans, can be found for a short period. So you can see this is the definition of how the people fit into smaller and smaller circles in a believer's mind. And now I run out of time, so this will be only about heavenly things.